Wait. Hold up. Stop the music. Cam, what are you doing? Hey, man. What's the problem? You're like a few days late. This wasn't even funny to begin with. All right, well, what do you want? How about Wolf of Wall Street dub? I got you.
I mean, I gotta say, I'm incredibly excited to hold Ether. I mean, it seems like a great way to get rich quick. Hold it right there. Your only responsibility is to be humble. You traded before. I watch YouTube, and I read a couple TA posts. Congratulations. Thank you. Name of the game? Move your money from the exchange's pocket into your own pocket. But if I trade on margin, I can make extra cash easy while the market swings, correct? No. Number one rule of trading ETH. Nobody, not the random TA posters, the holders, the shills, nobody knows. The price is going to go up, down, sideways, or around in a circle. Least of all you and me. The Ethereum blockchain is a revolution. Right. That's why I bought in. Exactly. Buy your coins, leave them in a cold storage, and forget about them. So they didn't exist. Just leave them there like they didn't exist. You know you'll thank yourself in a few years. I guarantee it. Stay with me. Now, at some point, this is going to get bigger than you can ever imagine. So if you have the opportunity to invest in a revolution, which is still in its infancy, it's just getting started. Learning to walk before it can run. You don't risk your investment by day trading at all, because then you give your money to the whales. Now what do? Use your head and stop checking Blockfolio all the time. You hold on to it, and remember that. You can't time this market. There will be corrections, as there's always been. It's normal. It needs to happen. You just keep holding, and I'll tell you why. But because years from now, these dips will mean nothing. A thing of the past. Trust me on that. And you and me, the holders, we're taking home cold hard cash via our Lambos and Tesla Roadsters. Wow. Oh.
That's incredible, sir. Can't tell you how excited I am.
You should be. Whether you agree with Matthew McConaughey's statements or not, I'd like to stress that this is not financial advice. Does this work? Trying something different. I'm not sure about it. We'll see how it goes. I was just about to film and I saw this on YouTube. It was live at the time. It finished about 5 minutes ago as of recording this. I didn't unfortunately get to see the discussion. I don't know what happened. I just know that Roger flipped out at the end because the host was calling Bitcoin Cash Bcash. I guess, you know, it's kind of insulting because fans want it to be recognized as Bitcoin and not an alternative coin. So saying Bcash is kind of, I don't know. I'm tempted to say truth hurts the most out of any insult. So, but I understand where they're coming from. To me, though, it's just as insulting as saying Bitcoin is the legacy coin, which both parties are guilty of. So I don't know if anyone can throw stones. So yeah, little late to the party, Bitcoin 9700. I'm not going to do it. I will do this. I thought that was cool. So a lot of people want to know what is causing the spike. Why? What news has triggered it? My initial response was there is no news. Like literally, like you don't need news for Bitcoin to go up. In fact, the only kind of news is negative news, which causes an effect on price sometimes. Kind of news independent right now, unless it's just raising awareness, you know. But tinfoil hat moment. What if the 0.1%ers are buying up loads of Bitcoin and pumping the price? Their goals is to pump it as high as possible until December 11th, when the CME futures are released. They will open huge short positions on the market and start dumping their Bitcoin. The dump will cause an immediate flash crash and they will profit immensely from the bets on shorts. Could be. I think more likely though, at least in my opinion, is that more and more people are learning about Bitcoin and we're just getting faster and faster growth. There's a famous quote. I say famous quote, it's brand new, but it's gonna be famous. It took 8 years for the cryptocurrency market cap to reach 200 billion. It only took 24 days for it to reach 300 billion. All this money entering crypto needs to go somewhere. A lot of it straight to Bitcoin, a lot of it straight to Ethereum, a lot of it to a lot of places. For example, Coinbase is a trending app. And then I think as of right now, it's the #1 trending app on the App Store. I have to verify that. I use Android. And there are many reasons why Bitcoin should be popular. This one's dear to my heart. I'm not going to go into it just because it's still a little bit of a sore point for Fiat Daily. And of course, Tony Hawk's pro skater is a Bitcoin lover. This is apparently was on his Snap feed, but he's got probably millions of followers on Twitter and stuff. One tweet that'll cause a 0.1% pump. You know it. Maybe more. Who knows? Did you know 85% of Bitcoin users are male? It's funny because this picture implies he got a new wife. While I don't know where the metrics for this statement came from, I'll link it below, but at least from my YouTube metrics, they'd seem to agree. And it's a problem. I know a lot of people whose wives won't let them get into Bitcoin because it's too dangerous. Poor guys. Regardless of not having females very interested in crypto, it's past 300 billion market cap already. Flying, absolutely flying right now. I wouldn't be surprised if Coinbase registrations aren't off the charts. It seems Bitcoin's hitting a tiny bit of resistance before 10K. Ethereum facing the same thing, but at $500. Bitcoin Cash, the same thing at $16.58. Bitcoin Cash, I said. Ripple remaining steady at 25 cents. As much as I find it funny that there's Bitcoin Gold just sitting there in front of Litecoin in terms of market cap, there was a point of view I did not consider. Quality projects with real research, hardworking teams, and a vision. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy is not a Vertcoin holder, because essentially Bitcoin Gold is kind of a worse version than it. Anyway, real hardworking teams and a vision won't shill specific ones here, okay? Are evaluated well below this brain fart with developers that pre-mine cannot even communicate a correct fork date, screw up the actual fork, and then get their official GitHub client hacked within the first days. Disgusting. Dump it while you can. That's their opinion. It's not particularly mine. It'll be interesting to see what happens. But yeah, I kind of agree in that there is better tech. Let's be honest. I mean, look what it's sitting in front of. But I mean, as much as we all check coinmarketcap.com, that's the way it filters things. It doesn't necessarily mean that it's better than something else, you know? I guess for some people it does, but I'm not going to let it get me mad or anything. But it's going to get worse. There's Bitcoin Diamond coming, and that is probably going to sit apparently top 4. So I didn't know much about it. Apparently it was forked and split the other day. 10 times the circulating supply of Bitcoin. So its market cap's going to be very high. As much as I like to see this happen, kind of, it does feel reckless. As much as I like Bitcoin holders to be rewarded with extra coin, it does seem reckless to keep doing it. Now here's an interesting question. If you had $2,000 to invest in cryptocurrency, which one would you go for? And please let us know what you would go for. This is a thread in cryptocurrency. I'll link it below. This is an interesting answer. If you want safety, Bitcoin and Ethereum. I think a lot of people would agree with that. If you want some established coins with some risk, Neo, Ripple, Lisk, IOTA, OMG. Great potential, but fair amount of relative risk, ARK, Walton, Vertcoin, 0x, and huge risk, but possible extreme gains, Link, Ethos, and Sub. Not sure I necessarily agree with all of those, but I thought it was an interesting question. If you'd let us know what you think you would put it into, that could be an interesting discussion. Never mind the rockets in the background. I'm not trying some subtle visual cues, or not so subtle. There's a ton of gainers, but realistically, I just wanted to mention the fact IOTA's testing a dollar mark again already so soon. EOS is had another massive pump, 17%. It seems to be pushing up higher still. The top 100 is looking extremely green. Let me show you what I mean. Look at all of these gains. NXT 45%, Cardano, Bytem, Digix DAO, everything. Look how many is up 20%. 7 coins are up more than 20% in the last 24 hours, and a lot of them are up at least 10%. And then you have a look at the losers, and there's 4 coins that are double-digit reds, and only barely. So much money coming in. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this weekend. I hope it hasn't been, oh, I'm losing out. And it's been more of a, yes, finally.